You wonder what happened in sports today. Brandon Petrilli, he got the wave. We talking a lot with bros today. Cracking some jokes the podcast way. Goals on goals, with homers on homers. Tutties on tutties, got moments on moments. Just tune into BSP. Just tune into BSP. Just tune into BSP. Just tune into Petrilli.
I guess we're doing this. I guess we're making this episode. I debated it. I debated it a lot. I didn't want to do it. I've made too many of these over the past year. I was sick and tired of it. But we got to do it. For you sickos that hate watch, Philadelphia sports fans, we love you. Leave a comment below. And for you Philadelphia fans that are grieving, just like me. You know, man, it took a couple days. Honestly, because I was working during, the very last game and just hanging out on a Friday night, just kind of just taking a chill pill after the crazy last couple weeks I've been on. You sit here and you're just like, makes you think. Makes you think, man. So that's why we're here. That's why this isn't going to be an analytical podcast. This isn't going to be anything crazy. This is going to be an open forum for everybody out there. For you Phillies fans grieving with me, leave a comment below. For you sick bastards out there hate watching, go ahead, talk smack. Even though I got a point about that in a little bit, but, let us know what you think. Subscribe to the podcast. This is a BSP podcast. This is a Trillion 10. I don't really know where I'm going to go with this one. We're just going to kind of just let it flow here. There's needed to be done and stuff needs to be said to be able to move on and move forward, Is, man, out of this past year and a half, 2 years now, this was the most confident I was in a Philadelphia sports team to win the whole thing. Not just get there, not just compete. Like the Super Bowl, Eagles, I was confident they could win it, but you were going up a very formidable opponent, right? In the Chiefs. So that's fine. It was a great game. You lost it. Sucks. We move on. Houston Astros, great opponent, formidable opponent. You battled. What did we have liked it to have been closer? Yeah, sure. We move on. But to come out and just be better the first 2 games, to show that you're more dominant, that you have the stars. I'm not even going to talk about the Sixers. They just... This was a Sixers loss. But it isn't at the same time. Because this team, they had the more superstars. They had the it factor. They had the guys that cared. This was different than a Sixers loss because these guys care. Harper, Castellanos, Schwarber, Turner. Yeah, these guys, Bohm, Stott, they care. The hefty lefties, they care about each other, about the team. Where, Sixers stuff, they just haven't. It doesn't give that vibe, And it sucks. And you can see that it sucks on their faces. They knew they blew this away. Getting back-to-back World Series, back-to-back NL championship games is tough. It is so damn hard. And to miss both opportunities, man. Sucks. So when it comes down to it, You listen to the guys, and they know it. What are you gonna tell them? You choked, you blew it, you suck. Sure, tell them whatever they want, whatever you want, because they feel it. They know it. They know if they don't answer the bell, they can go down as one of the most talented teams to ever not win. They can go down with the four aces. The 2011 20 Phillies teams of being the most talented, high-paid teams to not get it done. And the great part about it is, looking long-term, is a lot of these guys are going to be here for a long time. Harper, Turner, Schwarber, Castellanos, we'll see what they do with them. Bohm, Stott, Marsh, Rojas, we'll see what happens with Rojas moving forward. A lot of these guys are going to be here for a long time. Whether you like it, whether I like it or not. I love all these guys. I want to keep running this team back. You need to add a little bit of pitching here and there. We'll see what happens with Reese. We'll see what happens with Nick, what they do with Bryce in the field. But the potential is there. And that's what sucks. The potential was there right now, last week, to win it. I looked at my girlfriend and I was, I really think the Phillies can win the World Series. And is how I said it. Not me hyped up, over enthusiastic about anything. Just watching ball. The way Wheeler and Nola were pitching, the way this team hitting the ball out the ballpark. Now that concerned me a little bit, but the way Bryce Harper can just pick you up, the way Bryson Stott can pick guys up, the way Schwarber and the way Castellanos was hitting the ball, the way JT was hitting doubles when you needed it at times, the way the hefty lefty was coming in. It was the most confident I've been in any team to get the job done. This team didn't have stink loser DNA written all over, and they still don't. But man, did that suck. It sucks to hear, oh, we'll get them next year. Because you had it this year, man. It's tough. It's so tough to keep getting back to these situations, to take care of business against the Braves 2 years in a row. That is also a young team that's up and coming, that have their core together for the next 5+ years. Hell, this Diamondbacks team, they're going to have their core together for the next couple of years and only get better. It's tough, man. And we're just going to get older. So if you can see where the mind's in the blender here, it's tough. Where do you place the blame, right? The bats, the big money guys going, 1 for 30 or something stupid. Told you we're not fact checking on this episode. In the last 3 games of the series. Yeah, it's huge. Do you blame Craig Kimbrell blowing game 3 and 4? Do you blame Jeff Hoffman for giving up the leading run after you go and you get the lead back in game 7 and you bring him in and he just gives it right up because he stinks? Yeah. But anyway. Do you blame Topper for the way he handled bullpens, not hitting for certain guys in situations, moving the lineup around, moving Bohm down? Yeah. As much as these games were team wins in the beginning of the postseason against the Marlins, Braves, and even the first 2 games, team wins, these were team losses. And it stinks because you could feel it coming, just the way the ball just wasn't leaving the ballpark like it was anymore out there in Arizona. Against guys that are, you hit against their good guys in Gallen and Carroll. Whatever. Merrill. Kelly. Corbin Carroll's the outfielder. You held him in check for most of it until the game 7. And the longer you let that team hang around and gain confidence, they didn't blow you away. They didn't spank you. They didn't dominate the way that the Phillies did to them, but they got the job done. The Phillies just didn't get the job done. That sucks. Sucks. I mean, let me know what you guys think. I mean, am I right? Am I wrong? What do you think was the biggest problems? Because, man, like, for a guy like Bryce Harper, just do it over and over and over again. You knew, not you knew. Yeah, it's tough to keep doing that. It's tough. Keep having to answer big play after big play. The well ran dry. He needed other guys to step up, and they didn't. They didn't get it done. Zach Wheeler and Jose Alvarado were kind of the only guys that really stepped up time after time. But the hefty lefty was his arm was getting kind of worn out there by game 7. Kind of saw it, but I don't know, man. I'm sure we'll run this back in a couple months when the Eagles lose in the NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl, or maybe not even make the playoffs. Who knows? Right? I don't know. I had other points, but I just kind of forgot. I had it written down. I hope you sickos enjoyed it. Where do we move from here? I don't know. Yeah, you got to bring Nola back, right? Right? You got to bring Nick back because Nick really became a leader on this playoff stretch with Marsh and Rojas. Does Rojas stay down in the minors for a little bit? I think that's a possibility. And you go, Nick or Bryce in left and right, Marsh in center. And then you bring maybe Reese back. Let him play first, Stott second, Turner short, Bohm third. It's a good team. Schwarber's in the DH spot. Then you can move guys around from there. What do you do with Pache? We'll see. I think you're going to need a big bopper, platoon guy that can play first and third if you don't bring Reese back, right? Just to give those guys some time off. That can also come off the bench in a pinch hit situation. Who that guy is, I don't know. I haven't looked into it yet. But, man. Do you move on from Nick? I don't think so, right? You move on from Nola? That's more leaning towards yes, just because of the money that he can be warranted from other teams. And I love Nola. I'm a positive Nola guy. The guy is a top 5 pitcher in the history of Phillies baseball. He just is. Just is. Now he's came up short back-to-back years in his biggest spots to cement himself as a top 3 guy. And that's where it kind of hurts to justify him getting that money. So we'll see where they move. Now, what do you do? Who do you bring in after that? Because you're going to need a number 2. Can you bank on the young guys? I don't know. Hopefully this Eagles team can pick us up again. Big win against the Dolphins. Hey, how about them Flyers? Sixers, had a decent night 1 against the favorites in the Bucks, and they got hosed a couple times. I came up short. 1 point from Joel Embiid. He got 24. I needed 25. That's just the way the NBA is going to go for me this year. That's why it doesn't start till Christmas. But we'll see. I hate saying that. I'm not in blow anything up for the Phillies at any chance of the matter. Hopefully by next week, we're going to be having a big Howie made another trade for the Eagles. You bring in Byard, the safety, you stud. Now, I'm not going to say what I'm thinking, but the guy's started every game of his career. That's all. The guy's a great player that you can hopefully rely on. So we'll see moving forward there because that team is stacked and loaded. They're going to have high expectations. And if you're one of those sickos hate watching this, click the subscribe button. You more than likely are going to get another episode like this. Hopefully not. Hopefully I'm partying on Broad Street. We'll see. Click the subscribe button. Put the bell on. Shout out to 215. Go Birds. Phillies.
Just tune into BSP. Just tune into BSP. Just tune into Petrilli.